An outsider doesn't really know the government well enough to get things moving in the government. Everyone treats government as a monolith. It is not so. There are different officers, there are different departments, they act differently. And as in the case of a product or of an idea, if you want to market that idea, you try and understand the consumer. The problem is that an outsider doesn't really try to understand the consumer inside the government, and treating it as a monolith treats it in a similar manner, whichever that officer is. The other problem that an outsider has to understand very clearly is that it's very easy to have an idea, but for an idea to work, especially in a democratic government, is that it has to be politically acceptable, socially desirable, technologically feasible, financially viable, administratively doable, and judicially tenable. These are the problems that a civil servant faces when he has to do something on the ground. And the outsider is absolutely oblivious of these aspects. If that gets understood by the outsider who's trying to approach the government for a work, then probably he'll structure his demand or his request accordingly so that his work gets done. And once he understands how the government moves from within, it will be much easier to get things moving within the government, not treating government as a monolith. So I have seen as Secretary Government of India, when industrial delegations used to come and meet me, they gave the same document, a voluminous but very well prepared document, to the minister, to the secretary, to the joint secretary, to the deputy secretary, to the under secretary, to everyone. It doesn't really work because the minister doesn't have the time to read the entire document. So whereas a lot of groundwork gets done in terms of selling an idea or a product to a consumer, but when you interface with the government, you don't do that. You do that, things will happen. And that's how to make things happen in the government.